You don't have to talk about a house to sell them on it.
So the big question is, what are the top agents doing to absolutely crush it in real estate, grow their teams, and add more transactions year over year while so many struggle? If you ever thought about this, you're not alone. No one has been able to get the answers until now.
We spent the last few years helping agents sell billions in real estate, rubbing shoulders with top producers, which got us thinking, how can we expose more people to these insights to help raise the standard in the whole real estate industry? We then realized that we could help bridge the gap by getting the secrets from the best of the best so that you can succeed. My name is Andrew Dunn.
And my name is Peter Michael. Welcome to Elite Agent Secrets.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Elite Agent Secrets. Today on the show, we've got Robert Bean, and he is going to be sharing how he did over 30 deals in his first year, focusing on social media and mainly Facebook groups. So today he's going to be dropping all the juicy details for all of you on how you can go and close loads of real estate deals from Facebook groups. Robert, thank you for joining us on today's show. It's great to have you here. So how are you doing?
Doing good. It's good to see you and Andrew and Peter and well, I just mixed that up. But
dude, we're so happy to have you, the man, the myth, the legend, killing it with Facebook groups. You're doing stuff that we've never heard of, some total ninja stuff.
Dude, it's fun. I love it. I just didn't want a cold call. Let's just be honest, okay? I didn't want a cold call, so I had to do something, right?
I'm the same as you. Like, I had two biggest fears in my life. I got over one of them, aka that was having kids, and the second one was like cold calling. I'll become vulnerable and I'll tell everybody I hated that shit. So I found how to market and generate my own leads, but I think you're still going to rain on our parade with exactly what you're doing with these Facebook groups, because it's even a better solution that doesn't cost anything, right? And everybody can duplicate it.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing too, is that, when I jumped into real estate and Facebook groups and stuff like that, I had moved to a new state and new city. So I had no sphere of influence. I had no savings. I had no job. My wife was a stay-at-home mom, so no income from that. No family. Like I had nothing to go off of, and so the fact that I could do this for free, and the other big thing too is that there was nobody helping me. Everybody wanted me to cold call, and I was like, "No, I'm not going to." Like straight up, I just said, no, I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm saying that's not the business I want to build. It's just not. I'm going to force myself to figure something else out.
I think a lot of people resonate with that who listen, actually. Like we speak a lot about cold calling, and I think it's a good thing. Personally, you really will conquer a lot of fears. Like you force yourself to do it. There's certain adversities you'll get over that will benefit you in different points of your life. But also fears and adversities can also cause you to be creative, which was the path that you took, right? So I respect the hustle, and I really want to learn how the hell you closed over 30 deals in your first year from Facebook groups.
Yeah, man. So the process isn't complex, but it is it's like every other aspect of real estate, is that you have to be willing to get up and do it every single day. It does not work if you just do it every now and then. Now, I think that it's a little more forgiving, right? If you don't wake up and cold call every day and you go on vacation, you will feel it when you start cold calling again. You will know that. With Facebook groups, there's a little more forgiveness for being slow or for going on vacation. You'll just have lag time, but there's not really as much anticipation or tension or fear involved as like, oh crap, I haven't cold called in a month. Do I even know what to say? Am I prepared to handle rejection again? It's a lot easier for someone to not respond to your comment than it is to call someone and then yell at you, like straight up. So I think it's a lot more forgiving. So like you said, yeah, in my first year of real estate, I sold over 30 homes. Like I said, I like to always emphasize no savings, no sphere of influence. So all of the things that I was told to do, almost none of them applied. The one thing that I could do was I could cold call which at that time was everybody's calling expired listings, for sale by owners, things like that. And I did it for 1 week and I was miserable. Now I got over it because I said I got a family to provide for, so I'm going to do this. But I also turned around and said, is there a better way? There's got to be a better way. I said, with all the technology, with all of the things that we have going on in this world, with the fact that more people would rather answer a text message or a Facebook message than they would a phone call, there's got to be a better way. Doesn't that make sense? Like logically, doesn't that just make sense? And so that's what I started to do. And I didn't immediately, that's why I say social media and Facebook groups, because I didn't even really understand Facebook groups at the time, but I understood social media gets me in front of people. So what I started to do first and foremost was I would have open houses at new construction builders. And then I would message on Facebook 500 people in a week. I messaged 500 people to try and get them to come out to these open houses so I could sell them. That's what I would do because at that time, inventory was not flying off the wall. You were still competing, and so you had to work hard to get people to your open houses, to get people to be interested, to, anybody who's generating leads right now has plenty of buyers typically.
Sure.
And so at that time, you were competing for buyers. You were competing for these things. And so I said, if I message 500 people, I could potentially reach them and know if they opened the message faster than I could ever call someone, even with a dialer. Because the chances are that less than 7% of people listen to their voicemail, and even less than that respond to a voicemail. So even if I did a massive voicemail drop to 500 people, they're more likely to respond to my Facebook message than listen to the voicemail and then call me back. So I said, I'm going to just try the messaging. That started to work. And I was like, okay, people are showing up. They're starting to ask questions. Other agents are talking to me, which at that time, I didn't really have anything for them. But I said, what the heck? Why not build relationships with agents? Makes sense. Camaraderie in the community. And then I started to I don't even remember how I stumbled upon Facebook groups. I think I was just in some random group and someone asked a question about a house or credit or something like that. And I was like, are other people asking these questions? Are there groups where people are going into these city groups, these crafts groups, these hobby groups, and they're asking for real estate help? Because nobody was responding to my posts on social media. I was telling them, I'm great. Do stuff with me. My mom was saying, yeah, you are great. But nobody else is saying anything.
Hey, Rob, real quick, right? To also circle back, when you were sending these messages, people were reading them. What were you saying? Like, how were you getting into that door? Because they weren't responding to your posts, but they were responding to your messages. So I think it would be beneficial for the audience to know, what that looked like.
Yeah, so I mean, it was a mess. Now I will tell you one good habit that I think I have, and I have more than one good one, I think, but one of the best ones I have is that if I ever think I'm going to say it again, I create a template. Whether that's from answering a question or sending something out, if I ever think there's any possibility, I will say it again. I will create a template. So my first 100 messages were identical. The next 100 were slightly tweaked. The next 100 were slightly tweaked because I was just finding different things. So it started out with a massive block of text where I was trying to tell too much information about the houses, thinking like most new salesmen, thinking that people care more about the features than they do the emotional aspects. That's a big mistake that we all make. Oh, this house is great because it's got 4 bedrooms. No one actually cares. It's what the bedrooms do for you emotionally, for your family, for your business, for your home. That's what sells people. So then I started with these big block of text. Hey, so-and-so, it's Robert. You notice this community. Check it out. Blah, 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 blah. Bedrooms, bathrooms, great pricing. There's an incentive from the builder, something, right? Like something to thinking that's what sold people. and it didn't get good response rates. Lots of reviews or reds, sorry. Lots of people reading the messages, not many responding. And so I said, okay, all right, maybe I need to do something different. So then I started to just talk about doing events at them. Talk about stuff that like was more fun. So like a wine and cheese tour. How about that? Where you go, hey, dude, come over, have some wine and cheese, and then we'll just walk around and check out these houses together. Cool. All right. Got some people saying they'll show up for that. There we go. Start doing some giveaways.
Is there any coming up? Because I'll attend.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I've got some open house master plans that I'm working on that I'm pretty stoked about. But yeah, so then I started to see people come into the events, and then when you actually show up and you remember that you're talking to people, you realize that you spend very little time talking about a house. You're just talking about them. You're just learning that they're downsizing and they don't need the 4,000 square foot that they home that they had before because their kids are off to college. You don't have to talk about a house to sell them on it. Ooh, keep that line. Yeah, and so then eventually, right? I discovered the Facebook groups, and I said, "There's something here." Now, I'm a really analytical guy, which you wouldn't think because I'm also super creative. I've written 5 books and a couple small TV shows, and I build systems and processes. So you wouldn't think for a second that I'm over here creating fantasy worlds and writing about these like really epic stories. And I write music, and I've done acting and things like that.
I loved how you just like casually coasted over that. It's like, yeah, I've written like 5 books. I've done this, like totally humbly. So let me just take a moment and pause and like recognize the fact that like you're so down to earth. Like these strategies that you're sharing with the audience and everyone who's listening, they're so relatable because no matter which side of the business you're in, no matter how far you're into your career, you can implement them. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to be like you weren't this person that you have grown into when you first started your career either, I'm assuming, unless there's something that we don't know, right?
Hey, thanks for listening to this episode. Now, before you go, we're giving access to a private training we did where we revealed the top 3 niches to get listings today completely for free. So if you want access, you can go and download that training at eliteagentsecrets.com. We're regularly releasing new trainings, guides, and cheat sheets, so make sure to head over to eliteagentsecrets.com and sign up so you don't miss out.